Hello, welcome back everyone to my channel. So today we are going to analyze one more short story written by me obviously. As always, if you have not read it, you can do it so on my website. So let's get to it. Today's short story is titled The Heroic Tales of Mitten. The story is about Mitten, a cat exploring the vast space of his apartment, gaining courage and experience. First of all, this children's story is suitable for upper stage 2 learners who are in the intermediate level and above, because as you can see here, the vocabulary level is B2, but with a mix of vocab from A1 and A2 also. Well, let's move on to the technique. The technique I use for this story, and my personal favorite, is the monomyth technique, or some might call it the hero's journey. So let us break down the story. Monomyth is a popular form or structure derived from Joseph Campbell Monomyth from his book The Hero with 1,000 Faces, and adapted by Christopher Volker in the 12th-stage hero journey. This is essentially a more detailed character arc for your story hero, which is overlaid onto more traditional 3-act structure that many successful Hollywood movies such as Star Wars, The Wizard of Oz, and many others. Well, basically, you don't essentially need to follow this 12th stage of the technique, because the fun of this technique, it is flexible. You can mix around and change the stage however you like, but with certain rules. Right, so let's move on to the story. For the first stage, the ordinary world. This is where the hero exists before his present story begins. Oblivious of the adventure to come, it is his safe place, his everyday life. In my story, I put it as Mitten, in his everyday life where he used to sunbathe on his furniture and play with his toy, the comfortable place he used to. The second stage is the call to adventure. The hero adventure begins when he receives the call to action, such as a direct threat to his safety, his family, or his way of life. In my story, I put it as the chirping of the birds, and the primal instinct in Mitten himself to catch the bird. The third stage is the refusal to the call. Although the hero may be eager to accept the quest, at this stage he will have fear that need to overcome, second thought, or even deep personal doubt as to whether or not he is up to the challenge. In this stage, I present it as Mitten being scared of the terrifying view where he ran and hid under the couch. The fourth stage is meeting the mentor. At this crucial turning point where the hero desperately needs guidance, he meets a mentor figure who gives him something he needs. In this story, I put it as Amelia, Mitten's owner, who teaches him that courage is not the absence of fear, but what needs to be done despite of it. The fifth stage is crossing the threshold. The hero is now ready to act upon his call to adventure and truly begin his quest, whether it be physical, spiritual, or emotional. In the story, Mitten tried to be brave, to jump onto the window eye. The window is the new world in this story, while the couch being the ordinary world. The next stage is the presence of test, alliance, or enemy. The main character finally out of his comfort zone. The hero then suddenly confronted with an even more difficult series of challenges that test him in a variety of ways. In the story, I put a spider as an enemy or a threat to Mitten, challenging him in the journey to get the bird. The next stage, I combine the approach to the inmost cave and order. The inmost cave and order may represent many things in the hero story, such as an actual equation in which lies a terrible danger, or an inner conflict which up until now the hero has not had to face. In this story, I put Mitten try to fight his fear of the spider and walk past it. The climax of the story is the reward. After defeating the enemy, surviving death and finally overcoming his greatest personal challenges, the hero is ultimately transformed into a new state, emerging from battle as a stronger person and often with a prize. And in this story is Mitten finally catching the bird, proudly whole in his mouth. Night is the road back and resurrection. This stage in the hero's journey represents a reverse echo of the call of the adventure, in which the hero had to cross the first threshold, which I put as Mitten returned to the comfort of the couch near Emilia. And the final stage is return with the elixir. This is the final stage of the hero's journey, in which he returned home to his ordinary world, a changed man. He will have grown as a person, learned many things, faced many terrible dangers. I picture this stage by showing how Mitten has a sense of pride when he looked at the window during his everyday life after the event. So that's my story. I really recommend new writers and storytellers to try this technique. Using the monomyth can help to shape your presentation and explain what has brought you to the wisdom you want to share. For the storytelling activity, I recommend the use of Play-Doh with storytelling box. Children can use brown Play-Doh to mold Mittens, a yellow Play-Doh or orange for birds, different color for Emilia and the window frame. Children can create their own scene with this character and add detail from the story or their own imagination. Combining it with a storytelling box by filling the box with all the Play-Doh and pick out randomly, children can use this sculpture to create their own story about overcoming fear to help others, based on the story of Mittens. Well, that's all for this video. Hope you find it interesting. See you later.